Welcome to Meet the Expert.
Bite size.
First of all, we have to revise our textbook knowledge. I mean, the African swine fever was a kind of exotic disease for many, many years. We know this virus, we know this disease for almost 100 years, but let's say the last years were not really relevant for many of our countries. So the first thing I would say, which was quite new and somehow surprising for us, is the fact that African swine fever is a very slow disease. It spreads slowly, both on the farm, at least at the initial stage, but also among the wild boar population, what we see exactly in Central Europe. So it's also not a highly contagious disease. So it means we have experience during the outbreaks that not all pigs became infected. And actually, we will talk a little bit later about this. This fact is also used for kind of new control strategy in China, test and remove. So it's not highly contagious disease. The problem we are also facing in Europe is that African swine fever is a habitat disease in wild boar. And it makes it very, very difficult to control within the wild boar population. And because the wild boars are playing important role as a reservoir, but also as a carrier of the virus, the control of the wild boar is very, very important. At the same time, extremely difficult. We see it in countries like Hungary, like Poland. And finally, what we learned during the last few years that you have to be very careful when it comes to clinical diagnosis or necropsy. We frequently do not see a very specific clinical symptoms. On the opposite, we have a lot of untypical clinical symptoms, untypical pathological lesions. So you must be very cautious as a veterinarian when you are diagnosing ASF or you suspect ASF as a problem on your farm. So this was quite new for us, I must say.